Hi, I'm Karen Swanch. Today we're going to use Algebra Tiles to solve equations. This is something that you can model for students on the worksheets and textbook problems that they're already doing in your algebra class. There are two key ideas to solving equations with Algebra Tiles. The first key idea is that an equation is like a balanced scale. The second key idea is that we can remove things from the scale if they add to zero. With Algebra Tiles, these are called zero pairs. With those ideas in mind, let's try solving an equation with Algebra Tiles. The equation we're solving today is negative 2x plus 3 times the quantity of x plus 1 equals 2 times the quantity of 2x minus 1 minus 5x plus 1. First, we build the equation on our balanced scale mat. On the left, we lay out two negative x's and three groups of x plus 1 to represent the distributive property. On the right, we lay out two groups of 2x plus negative 1. We lay out 5 negative x's and a positive 1. As your students work, encourage them to write down the symbolic steps next to their algebra tiles so that they are getting the hang of both ways of thinking. The next step we do is to combine common terms on each side of the equation. Here you can see on the left there are some zero pairs. Two negative x's combine with two positive x's to form two zero pairs. We remove these from the equation altogether because they add to zero. We're not changing the equation's balance, and we're left with x plus 3 on the left. On the right, 4 positive x's and 4 negative x's add to 0, so we remove them. Also, a negative 1 and a positive 1 add to 0, so we remove them. And we're left with negative x plus negative 1 on the right, or negative x minus 1. Now is when we can start solving. I'm going to add a positive x to both sides of the balanced scale. I did that because on the right, the positive x and the negative x form a zero pair that can be removed. Now I only have x's on the left side of my equation. To isolate those two x's, I'll add 3 negative 1's to both sides of the balanced scale because the negative 3 1's and the positive 3 1's on the left add to 0. Finally, since two x's are equal to 4 negative 1's, I can divide both sides of an equation into two equal groups to model dividing by 2. And this shows us that x equals negative 2.